Hi guys, and welcome back to this journey towards excellent exam results. In these shorter revision videos, we are going to be breaking down different concepts within the GCSE Geography specification. The aim of this is to help us to understand the concepts better and to give us the information and confidence we need to answer examination questions. In today's video, we are going to be talking about global inequality. This will be in the context of wealth. This information is relevant for all GCSE geography specifications. Okay, let's get started. This next slide shows global wealth inequality. Now, there's a huge development gap or wealth inequality between the countries of the world. Now, this Brand report of 1980 that we'll be talking about divided the countries of the world into the global north, which constitutes HICs or rich countries. And you can see that on this map here on the right, those countries are shown using the yellow color. Then we also have the global south, which consists of countries in places like Africa and South America, which are shown in the orange color and are referred to as the poor south. Now, obviously, locationally, those countries that are LICs are in the southern hemisphere, and the global north is in the northern hemisphere and consists of the rich countries. And this divide here is known as the north-south divide. Now, we can also see from the map that there's one country that does not quite fit into this category locationally. So it's an anomaly here because locationally Australia is in the southern hemisphere but is considered to be a wealthy country. And so you can see that the line goes all the way this way, dividing the countries into the northern and southern hemisphere. But when it comes to Australia, it then picks up Australia here at the bottom and puts it in the northern category. So locationally, Australia is in the south, but is considered to be in the global north. Now, when it comes to the global share of wealth, that share of wealth obviously is not equal, and there's global inequality in the distribution of wealth and the share of wealth across the world, and that is shown to the right here in the quintiles. So we have the richest 20% of countries in the world at the top here, and those countries own 82.8% of the world's wealth. Now that is quite significant because obviously it shows that the richest fifth of countries in the world own majority of the wealth, so 82.8%. Then the bottom 20% of countries only own 1% of the global wealth. Now, that clearly is a very big difference between the poorest and the richest. 1% of the world's wealth, almost brings to question as to how those countries are able to survive, with only that 1% of the world's wealth. Then we have the bottom 40% of countries owning only 3.1% of the global wealth. Now that's almost obviously half of the countries in the world owning only 3.1%. Now that obviously is a clear indicator as to how wealth is not equally distributed, or there are great inequalities in wealth distribution across the world. Nowadays, however, we have what are referred to as emerging economies. Now, these have come onto the scene and have changed the dynamic, this particular dynamic here that was suggested by the Brand report in 1980. And those countries have been rapidly, industrializing and obviously growing economically and wealth-wise. And examples of those newly industrialized countries include Brazil, Chile, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Malaysia. So those are now countries that have changed the way we look at global wealth distribution. Although having said that, it's still not, there's still a lot of global inequality. That brings us to the end of this video on global inequality. I hope that you have found the information insightful and useful. I have also done a video on the factors that have hindered the development of LICs. It will be linked in the description below and will also pop up as a suggested video at the end of this one. Thanks once again for joining in this journey towards excellent exam results. All the best and see you again soon. Bye-bye.